So if I have 100 smackaroos, right? That's the amount of money I got. Not too crazy, not too bad. What can I use that $100 for, right? And honestly, what I have found, I would say 5. Okay, let's kind of. There's going to be basically 5 ways you can really turn your first deal with $100. Okay, let's just kind of put this here. Excuse my handwriting. Actually, don't excuse it. It's always going to be bad. So whatever. I learned it from my father, right? I guess it's genetic. How bad my handwriting is. All right, but really, when you got $100, get your first deal, you got $100. Honestly, there is going to be 5 ways to do it. Okay, so let's break down the 5 ways to get your first deal with only $100. Right now, honestly, what I have found is number 1, probably the easiest way. We're gonna break this down from ease, right? The easiest ways first, and then the harder ways kind of last, right? So let's break down the easiest way. You got $100. I'll just basically call this my number 1 option, right? So my number 1 option right now, if you're going to get your first deal in wholesaling real estate with $100, pretty simple. Everybody knows what I'm going to do. It's basically driving for dollars, okay? That's when you get in your car, you look for ugly looking houses, and you do it, right? $100 should get you, I would say 4 or 5 days of driving, right? If you get 50, I would say probably, $100 if you're not in a truck like me, you could probably get, I would say 500 leads. And that's very, very conservative, right? I would say about 500 leads. And honestly, what I've statistically found is it probably takes about 400 to get a deal. If you're reverse driving for dollars or driving for dollars, 400 is what it's going to take for a deal, which means that you have 100 extra so you don't mess up. All right. This is what I call it's dummy proof, aka Zach proof, because I'm a dummy. All right. It's basically a Zach proof method of getting a deal. 400. All right. Very hard to not get that because once you get this lead, you're just going to call it, right? So I actually like that. I think driving for dollars is probably going to be everyone's best bet. Really, if you want to guarantee it, I would probably, let's take this out. Let's do 400, okay? Let's call this 450, and we're going to spend, let's say 50 of those leads for sticky notes, right? So what I would add on here, I'm telling people to do it, just do reverse. D for D, okay? Driving for dollar. That looks so bad. Yeah, you guys, you get the free information, but you get the bad handwriting, so deal with it. All right. You add reverse driving for dollars, which basically, you see the little door right here, right? Got the little door, and maybe there's a little window, right? All I'm going to do, actually, we'll do this. All I'm going to do is when I see the ugly house, right, I'm going to walk onto the door. I'm going to slap the sticky note on here. And what I'm going to write on that sticky note is, hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Here's my number. I'm going to put that on the sticky note, and then I'm going to put that on 450 of them. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. Really simple. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. That's up. That's pretty much it. 450. I'm telling you straight up, guys, if you do that, you will get a deal because the person's going to see that. They're going to call you, and you're probably most likely, I would say, get at least 200 and 250 inbound calls. And that'll probably be a deal really quick. And then if you add on cold calling, the list of people that didn't call back, that means you're only calling, let's say, 200 calls outbound versus in regular driving for dollars, you're going to do 450 outbound calls, which saves you. If you reverse drive for dollars, you will save 250 skip traces, which maybe, I don't know, 20, you save an extra $25, right? Like you get that money back, right? So like, this is why I'm always big on reverse driving for dollars. That's why I tell everyone to do reverse driving for dollars. It's huge. It works really, really well. Now, I'm getting questions like, Zach, what if you live outside the United States, everything like this? And look at my stats. 20% of everyone watching my videos are actually outside the United States right now, which is kind of insane. We've had a lot of people come from Instagram And apparently international audience is getting big there. So pretty cool. A lot of Canadians, a lot of people from the UK. But shout out to everyone. We got basically every continent out here watching us. So our biggest ones Canada, North America, Mexico, and then we have Europe, and then Africa is actually third, which is crazy. I thought Asia would be third, but everyone in Africa has really shown the support. So we appreciate everybody out here just trying to make some money, And so let's break this down. So I would say number one, we're just going to do drawing for dollars, right? Now, I think that's probably, and then we'll add reverse drawing for dollars on top of that, okay? That's number one, all right? Really like this method, really love it. I'm telling you, if you're in person, this is definitely the one I'm recommending for you. Really enjoy it. I really think everybody should start doing this. I'm telling you, you're going to make a ton of money doing it. If you're not, it's up to you. All right, now number two. What is the number two reason, way, or method of getting your first deal with $100, right? Now, this is a top method I really like. This is something that doesn't really cost too much money to do if you have $100, but really what you can get is probably, I would say, let's make this a different one, right? I would probably say 800 to 1,000 skips. And then I would then go call a government list. Okay. That's pretty much what I do. Nothing crazy. This is definitely an easy way to spend $100. And you'll spend it pretty quick, actually, unfortunately. But if you just cold call a government list, no software, nothing, right? Like you're just pulling it straight from the government where you're going to drive for dollars. Where you're going to pull these lists. Very easy and simple to do. Now, I get asked all the time, Zach, where do I do this? Right now, there's a million ways to do it. Number one, I think batch leads is going to be the best one. So that's going to be zachdata.com. Number two, I really like listrei.com. Batch is a little better, but listrei.com's, I think, 12 cents. Am I getting that wrong? They're about 12 cents. They're 14 to 10 cents on batch, depending on the one you have, right? Those are probably going to be the two ones. And then obviously, if you have $0, right, like you got no money, I really like truepeoplesearch.com. So truepeoplesearch.com is going to be the best free one. Like it's $0, right? It costs nothing, right? So that's going to be the top three skip tracing batch. Listrei.com. If you have to pay for it, be pretty quick, but that's probably my top one. Now, the question is, when you got $100, like, how are you going to call these people? You got no money. You have to pay for a dialer. Dialers are like $100 a month. Like, what am I going to do, right? Now, for dialers out here, when you got no money, I think this is actually a pretty simple example, but let me just break this down. When you're using a cold calling dialer, there's three ways. There's one I don't like. So number one, actually, let's kind of do the notes, okay? Don't use your personal cell. When you're cold calling, don't use your personal cell at all. Because if I live, let's say we have, so one of our biggest ones is Nigeria. So if I'm in Nigeria right now, I'm not going to use an international cell phone number from Canada, right? Like I'm not going to use an international one there, right? So I'm going to have to, if I'm going to cold call in, let's say Atlanta, which I think Atlanta's 404, if I'm not mistaken, right? Are they 404? Yeah, I'm thinking my grandpa's phone number. He's from Atlanta. So 404. So if I want to do it, all I'm going to do is just go here to Google Voice. Love Google Voice. And then I'm just going to get one for the 404 area code. That's pretty much it. Google Voice, it's absolutely free, costs no money. That's a great one to do. Number two, I mean, you can just buy a number, right? I'm not a big fan of buying a number just because that can be spam very quick. You can replace this number really quick and you get multiple ones and you get the call forwarding, all this stuff. So that's the third one. And then that's the second one. The third one, you can pay for a more expensive service, right? So like there's a million of them out here. There's Zach Dialer. The problem with Zach Dialer, it's probably not worth it if you're going to only have $100. That's another dialer. I use CallRail a lot. .com, and then I actually like Vumber also. What in the world is wrong with me today? All right. Vumber. All right. So those are really it right there. Honestly, I'm telling everyone really, if you're watching this video, $100, my best guess for you is I'm personally going to say Google Voice. That's what my gut is telling the people. And so that's really going to say. So the next question here is, what type of government list should I get, right? So we're kind of breaking this all down. Oh my gosh, still have his notes from the other day. All right. So that's 3. So let's break down government lists. So the question is, what kind of government list to actually pull, right? So let's break down government lists. So we're asking here, Zach, what kind of government list should I pull, right? My personal opinion, I absolutely love government lists. Number 1, I'm going to do code violations. Code violations. Number 2, I really like probates. Number 3, any type of liens. So this can be, honestly, this can be the tax lien list. This can be the, I mean, you can do mechanics liens. I'm not a big fan of it. I really like the credit card, debt list lien. You can also do the utility lien. Actually, no, we'll just call that water shut off for now. But you can also pull, I mean, IRS lien, and then there's also other debts on there, but there's code enforcement liens, there's municipal liens, there's a bunch of liens on here. Let's just stick it to these 3 on the liens for now while we're watching this. So what's the other one? You know, I like the water shutoff list. Water shutoffs. Number 5 is going to be the fire damage property list. Fire damage property list. Properties. Number 6, guys, we have a mind map at freewholesaling.com. I'll put that on the bottom right-hand corner. That kind of breaks down where I'll pull all these. It is all at the free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com. And now let's see what's the next one. We can do the arrest record list too. I love the arrest records. Arrest records. That's a good one. I don't talk about this too much, but see if there's a demolition list. If you can do it, if you can salvage the demo list, I would probably do that too. Now we're kind of getting the other ones right. We can just pull the divorce list. I mean, I love it when people say, I ran out of leads. Guys, I can go forever on this. Like, I'm not even kidding you. All day, every day, pull government lists, right? But I mean, these are going to be the main ones. There's a lot more you can pull. Like, I mean, you can do a pre-foreclosure too. And really, this is all going to be from the clerk of the court website too. So pre-foreclosures are really good because these are people really behind on their basically on their mortgage. And if you want people that are behind on their taxes, I could call it like a tax non-payment list. I'm not going to call it tax delinquency. I mean, you can, but I like it when I use a different name for things. You actually get this from the property appraiser. This is going to be 2 years or under. That's a really good one too. So the tax non-payment list, I would say about 2 years or under. Then when you're over 2 years, that's going to be probably 3+ years. That's going to be 3+ years right there, right? So that's going to be there. And then let's just do these 10 for now. So let's make this a little bigger, right? So what are the top government lists? I'm telling you guys, code violations, probates, liens, water shutoffs, fire damage properties, arrest record. Let me show you which ones you can pull from the clerk of the court. So right now you get probates from the clerk of the court. You can get your liens from the clerk of the court. You can get, no. Divorce lists from the clerk of the court. Pre-foreclosures from the clerk of the court. So 4 of these you get from one area. These are all going to be lumped in to one area. And that's pretty cool, right? Probates, liens, divorce, and then pre-foreclosures. 4 of these you get in one place. That's the clerk of the court website, or you can pull that online, right? So if I want to add on extras, you can pull if you're doing virtual wholesaling. I'm just going to be funny with this, but code violations virtual, probates virtual, liens virtual, water shutoffs virtual, fire damage properties virtual, arrest records virtual, demolition list virtual, divorce list virtual, pre-foreclosure virtual, tax non-payment list. Guys, you see these are all going to be virtual lists you can pull. So I got that guy out there saying, hey, how do I do this virtually? They're all virtual you can do. And that is the point, guys. These are all government lists, guys. Make sure you take a screenshot right now if you want. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Or if you don't, this will be a replay on the YouTube channel, so check that out too. But I'm going to let the people kind of screenshot this. Y'all got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to the YouTube channel for this, and then they're all going to be on here. I'm telling you guys right here that the government list is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the government list. Cold call them. I'm telling you. You can also cold call paid lists, but you got $100. You're probably not going to be able to do that well. So I probably want to do that, right? So number 2 is going to be there. So let's go to number 3 here. What is going to be our third option here? Really, this is when things get a little tougher, right? Like, because for most people, get your first deal, that's going to be only have $100. We can kind of go on 3, and I mean, I can even put 6, but like number 3, I'm probably just going to put bandit signs. Now, I'm going to say bandit signs with caution, okay? And I'm going to put a little asterisk right here, just so you guys understand, okay? Bandit signs are with caution because in wholesaling real estate, certain markets are really good and some markets are really bad when it comes to bandit signs, right? So I started out in wholesaling real estate. Bandit signs actually worked really, really well for me. Now, they started fading out when I was kind of getting out of bandit signs because code enforcement went crazy. Atlanta's okay. Like if I went, there's some markets, like if I went to, like, all right, let's just do Phoenix. Bandit signs aren't going to work. Some markets don't work. Some markets do. If you're in person, I would do bandit signs just with a caution. I will tell you, that's how I got my first $100,000 in high school. But they're all a little different. And it's very market specific. So be careful. Now, that'll probably get you 50, I'll say 40 to 50 signs if you're lucky. Yeah, probably 40, 50 signs. Even cheaper if you go to like a website or something for it. But that's how many signs you're going to get. Now, number 4 here is going to be one I actually did yesterday, which I think everyone's going to be like, wait, what? I'll make this blue because I like it's the color Zillow. Zillow FSBOs. Okay? I tell you straight up, I got a $95,000 reduction yesterday on a FSBO. These sellers are, a lot of these sellers, kind of shocking me, they're actually understanding what's going on in the market. It's pretty funny. But like, it's interesting, you know, because I think so many Zillow for sale by owners are actually understanding what's going on in the market and they're willing to take big discounts. I mean, I legit had a guy yesterday who was bluffing me. And when I mean bluffing me, they were bluffing me so hard, it was kind of funny. And what I mean, it was kind of funny because they were like, oh no, 500, that's what I'm taking. Or 495. I'm like, would you take 300? Would you take 400? He's like, well, like they bluffed me off $100. Sorry, $100,000, right? And so a lot of these Zillow FSBOs are actually understanding what's going on. You guys see me pretty much every Tuesday. I cold call the Zillow for sale by owners, and I crush it because I have confidence with what I do. And the reason why I love Zillow for sale by owners, guys, it absolutely costs $0, which means you can do strategies 1 through 3, and then add Zillow for sale by owners. And it's a great virtual wholesaling list. Now, the benefits of FSBOs is number 1, you gain confidence. You gain confidence with sellers and you gain confidence with talking. Okay. Number 2, you find deals. And number 3, most importantly, you become a better wholesaler. I've never had a Zillow for sale by owner session on my live streams on these, and I didn't become a better wholesaler at the end of it. I always became a better wholesaler from doing Zillow for sale by owners because at worst, I get a crazy objection and I learn how to do it. I'm telling you guys, there's just reps. I just get the reps in. Okay. It's like going to the gym, cold calling the Zillow for sale by owners. It's fun. It's easy. It's simple for me. And guys, it is absolutely a blast to do because I just love closing sellers in front of you guys. There's huge benefits to doing it. And they're like it's like working out. You don't see the benefits until like a while, but Zillow FSBOs, guys, absolutely amazing. Let's go to number 5 here. Now, I'll tell you straight up, we're getting into wholesaling real estate. This is kind of more of a gauntlet, right? But the next one here, this is for the faint of heart, right? But this is MLS on market. Now, everyone doesn't really see me do many on market wholesaling videos because I'm not the biggest fan of it. I've wholesaled on market properties before. I've made pretty pennies doing it, right? But I can tell you straight up, on market's not going to be the best option if you don't have much money because you are going to need some EMD with these wholesalers. So just become a little careful, right? Because I see so many wholesalers getting really upset. They're like, "Oh, you don't talk about on market." I don't talk about on markets. There's just so much money being made off market that unless you have a bigger team, it's not worth it, right? Just understand, like, guys, I have tutorials how to do it because if I was like, I've done them, I can teach you how to do it. I'm not the guy claiming to make 100K every single month just doing on market only. I'm not that guy, but off market easily for me. And that's just the way I do my business, right? And I like connecting with people. I don't connect with realtors too well. And I'm just better at that, right? So what I can tell you with on-market wholesaling, now there's a million ways to do it. Probably the on-market wholesaling coaches and YouTubers are going to be upset with me saying this, but I'm just telling you what I personally think. They get upset with me all they want. But really for most wholesaling on the MLS has to do, you have to, hate to say this, but this is going to be honest truth. Actually, there's going to be really 3 rules I'm going to say, okay? Number 1, you have to make a ton of blind offers, okay? Number 2, the offers need to be at least 70% of listing price. And then number 3, you're pretty much going to have to close after agent gets butthurt. Agent gets. So why am I calling this is the 3 ways to wholesale on market? I know my realtor can be upset with it, but this is actually how it goes. I'm sorry to say, but look, listen, hear me out. Number 1, you got to probably make 50 a day, like blind offers. You just send contracts that are about 70, maybe 65% of the listing price. Now, remember, guys, you can do some comping for it, but I like more blind offers. Not blind too much. You got to look at it still, but the offer needs to be at least 70%. I would say 65 off the listing price. And then we got to remember too is your seller is going to get the agent's going to get upset that you're offering so low. They're going to like, "Oh, how dare you, all this stuff. It's worth way more." And they're going to try to convince you. The reason why they're going to call and try to convince you is because they know there's no offers for the property, and they're getting a lot of flack because the agent might go with a quote unquote, the seller might want to go with a better agent. So they're feeling flack, they're feeling pressure. Maybe they have a couple weeks before they have to go and get they have to get another listing signed with them or an extension on it. And so they're going to bargain with you, right? They're going to bargain. "Oh, it's worth more because of this comps, this. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're such a bad person." And then they're going to bargain. They're going to be upset with you. They're going to huff and puff. And then they're going to bring it to the seller. My favorite's when the agent says, "I'm not even going to bring this to the seller." I have to tell them that they actually kind of have to if they've got no offers. They bring it to the seller. Seller says, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And then they get upset. And then after a little bit, maybe a day or two, they're like, "Fine, we'll take it." And they're upset with you, but honestly, the agent only cares about they only care about their commission at the end of the day, and they don't want to lose this thing out. So they take your offer and just go with the next one. Now, I will tell you, you're going to go through hundreds of offers like this before you even get an agent that's even willing to do it. They're all going to be upset at you, but I would say 3-4% of the upset agents are actually going to take you up. It's a numbers game, right? The worst thing, somebody says no, right? I think so many people get really upset over this, but this is the honest truth. Real estate agents can be upset, but like if you're looking to make a legit $20,000-$30,000 assignment fee, this is how it's going to be. You're going to make a bunch of quote unquote blind-ish offers. Offers got to be very low. The agent's going to be upset, but they're going to bargain with you, try to be at 90, 80%. And then usually they're going to be okay with that after they get their feelings hurt because they think they comped it perfectly and the market's different, right? And the reason is you're going below what the thing's even worth. And that's sort of the point. And so once you go, so let's do an example really quick. If I have a property that's listed for $150,000, I am probably most likely Going to go out. The same thing for a Zillow for sale by owner, by the way, guys. I'm probably going to try to offer them 105. So my offer is going to be, so that is going to be the price. My offer is going to be, let's say 100. Let's make it 100. They're going to haggle. The thing's worth 130. This is ridiculous. You're such a shark, all this crazy stuff. They end up accepting it. And so we have it under contract for 100. Okay. So then we turn that into a contract. Okay. Now, at the end of the day there, we get locked up. I'll probably sell to a cash buyer, maybe for 115, maybe $120,000. Most likely 115 is my guess on a deal like this. So like, okay, you know what? It's listed for this. It's obviously not selling. Things probably worth 130, 135, maybe. They get a little upset. They huff and puff. And then at the end of the day, they're like, you know what? That's fine. So you make a $15,000 profit. And then the cash buyer gets it. They can make some of a profit, fix it up, needs a little work. Then they can probably sell it for 190, make, maybe 25, 30 on it. Then boom, 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 everyone is happy. And that's going to be your fee. Some people do a lot better than that, but honestly, that's how most of these MLS properties are most likely going to go, because 150 is usually an insane offer. But some of these agents are actually, they understand what's going on. And so you're going to have to deal with some very rational ones that understand it. Now, guys, I love agents. They help me make a lot of money. Some of them are a little nuts, not going to lie, but that's frankly everyone. So MLS wholesaling does work. They're going to want some EMD. So you just got to be careful of that. At least probably $1,000 or even 1%. So just understand that's the only issue. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of it. But really, that's going to be the big one. Now, number 6 here, this is probably going to be the last one I could say. Now, I can kind of get into a million ways of this, but really number 6 here, I'm going to say is just going to be JVing, right? And really, this is how I'm able to get deals from people. That's where people can send us deals and like out of thin air, right? Now, costs a ton of money to get these lives going and to edit videos and have people like that, right? It ain't cheap. All right. And I think people know that. So the content thing is probably not the best way for you guys to do it. For me, it makes sense. For most people, it does not. But joint venturing, how do I do this, right? There's multiple ways to joint venture with somebody. Number one, I would say networking. So networking is a really good way to, I don't think networking is a bad option. Basically, how do you network with someone, right? So how do you network? Facebook groups are a great one. I would say YouTube comments are another good one too. I think YouTube comments are powerful. People in this comment section right here, going to be a ton of people watching this, right? And then I think another big one where not a lot of people are talking about, but like just go, it's kind of weird to say, but like just kind of just DM people. I'll just call it slide in the DMs, right? Slide in the DMs. You'll be shocked. You DM enough people that are doing deals, you can get some networking opportunities and you'll be good to go. Now, another really big one that I've been telling everyone lately is kind of just play on your strength. Play on your strength. And what do I mean by playing on your strength? What I mean by playing on your strength is if you are really good, all right, if you're good at, let's say, talking to sellers, you're good at closing deals, and you're a really outgoing person. And the problem is a lot of people that are good at this stuff, they are really bad at other things. Usually those people are really bad at organizing. They can't organize. They don't really like marketing, finding deals, right? Cash buyers, they don't like the dispo process, right? And this stinks, right? Because like I'm bad at this, but I'm also good at this, and that's an issue, right? Now, the cool part about this is if you are really, let's say, what happens is what if I find somebody else that in turn is really bad at talking to sellers, but really good at these things. It's a match made in heaven. And what I mean by this, if you could find somebody that doesn't like talking to motivated sellers, but they like drawing for dollars, they're okay with cold calling, right? They'll tolerate it. They have money for SMS, but they just hate closing sellers and talking to sellers. You can have somebody drive for dollars. You close the deals and you split them 50-50. There's probably so many newbies that are willing to do that you can kind of partner up and play to your own strengths, right? I think so many wholesalers are afraid to do that. And I think there's a lot of money in there for you guys to be doing that. So hands down, I think so many wholesalers need to start doing stuff like that. I don't think enough of y'all are doing that. So that's going to be my personal opinion. But really, those are going to be the top 5 ways of networking on there, right? And you can just have people DM you. You can DM people from there. But really, when it comes to wholesaling real estate, I can tell you straight up, you got no money, trying for dollars, reverse trying for dollars, 800 to 1,000 skip trace of cold calling government lists. Bandit sign is going to be another one if you have the market that works for it. Number 4 is going to be Zillow for sale by owners is another great one. And then on-market MLS wholesaling, and then basically JVing, right? It's going to be hard if you're going to pay for a listRA.com or ZachData.com. It's probably not going to be the best one, right? And then obviously, right, like you could pay for like DMZach.com if you really want to like get a drawing for $1 service, but like I'd rather you spend the money on gas starting out, right? So that's going to be the main way. Make sure you not skip traces. Make sure you guys screenshot this really quick and then make your own PDF or something if you want your own notes for it. But really, that's going to be the way. You got $100, get your first deal. Why did I say 5 ways? It's going to be 6 ways. All right, 6 ways. Oh my gosh. Six ways. Get up $100, get your first deal. Now, guys, if there's any other ways let me know in the comments. But honestly, this is honestly what I found, right? Bandit signs are weird because sometimes they're legal, sometimes they're not. It's ultimately up to you which one you think is going to work best. But yeah, that's honestly what I found, and that's honestly what you're going to get the best success with. So let me know if that helped you out, if you got any value from that. And remember, guys, I teach real estate wholesaling absolutely for free. And one thing I also want to add on top of this too is if you're getting started right now in wholesaling, and there's so many newbies that come in every single day that like, who is this guy? What is he talking about? I'm telling you guys, just go to freewholesaling.com. Okay? Freewholesaling.com. It's my free real estate wholesaling course. Cost no money. Okay? Literally costs $0. All right? I just want to show you how to do it, right? So I recommend everybody starting out, if you're just new, there's something in there called the 30-day wholesaling challenge. Okay? Where pretty much 30-day wholesaling challenge. Okay? Yeah, whatever. So pretty much what that is it's kind of like a curriculum where day 1 through 30, there is one video basically from the A to Z process of wholesaling, how to get your first deal. That's it. Okay. I recommend everybody just do that because if you're starting out, you want to get started, you get your head start in 30 days. That's what it's going to be, right? Like taxes, marketing, like title companies, all this stuff. It's all going to be here at freewholesaling.com. I'm telling you, everybody should go to freewholesaling.com. If you haven't, y'all are missing out. But I've screamed about this probably forever. So I think everybody knows freewholesaling.com is where it's all at. So I'm going to highlight this thing like crazy because I'm telling you, I don't think enough people are on it. And every single time I got these one-on-one calls, people ask me questions that are in that course. And so many people are stopped from doing success because they didn't hop on to freewholesaling.com. So if you want to get your first start in wholesaling real estate, just go to freewholesaling.com. Y'all already hear my rant. It's just in there. I do not have time to do one-on-one calls with probably 4,000 people that are watching this video. So freewholesaling.com is going to help those people out specifically. Then you can hop on the one-on-ones after you went through the course and we can kind of talk about how to help you guys out. I'm telling you guys, I could charge, and I think everybody knows this. I could easily, without a doubt of shred in my mind, I could probably charge at minimum, I would say $997. Okay, it's really $1,000. And really from the amount of people that watch this thing. So at freewholesaling.com, I think there's 9 to 10,000 people to sign up every single month. Okay. So that means now it won't probably be the same, but if I have 10,000 people signing up every single month, what is that going to be? Right. I could, if those people pay, which I know they probably want it, but that's like $970,000, right? That I just give away. I just give that away. I give that to everybody. Okay. So if y'all watching this and realizing how much free info we're giving away here, I want y'all to understand. If you see me giving away $1 million a month of value, okay, let's call it $1 million. All right. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's really $1 million. All right. So if I'm giving away $1 million every single month times 12 months, that is 12 million me and Rick are giving to you guys, which I could charge absolutely for free. Okay. Look at this, $12 million. That's because I wholesale my houses by myself. So I don't need to charge you guys, but I want you guys to understand the value of the course that we teach and why we give it out. So nobody has as much students in that course as anybody else in wholesaling. It's $12 million we give away. And it's probably get 20,000 people a month by next year. Okay. So y'all got to get your butts over to freewholesaling.com and learn wholesaling for free.